Sojourners of Truth 144, the chosen of the chosen few. You know who you are. I greet you in the love that lights the truth from my heart to yours. I am Celestial Earth in its divine energy essence of it all, reporting to you live from nowhere other than the fifth dimension. Happy 2525 portal. 25? Yes. To the 3D calendar timeline, the Gregorian calendar. Remember, according to our consciousness, it is so. So the portal is portaling. I don't know about y'all, but it is having its manifestations. It's manifesting. The 2 5 is a 7. So that's manifesting is the theme of this 2525 portal. So I'm going to speak to my ancestral people because I know I made some ugly entities pissed off, some energies pissed off, because the ancestral work, as I've said to you all, have been being done while I'm here, and it got active tonight. Like the desperate energies are doing their desperate things. Um, but it's a learning lesson, and it's really like, I don't know how many of you are feeling this, but you're really feeling the snatch. We're feeling the snatch from the, I don't know if we're to say like a rubber band from the 3D world. So we're feeling this pull, and they can't handle it. They can't handle the light. They can't handle the truth. And they get to the point of just doing drastic things. So wow, when you're really in your solar plexus, you really could find that humor bone and kind of laugh, because it's like you're having a 3D moment. And you pull back like, oh, this is what's happening on, oh, this is what you all do. Um, but it's when when you get to a certain level of evolving. Like, I never thought like it would be something where you could, I don't know, feel the snatch. So we're a lot of, that's what I should say, a lot of us are feeling the snatch right now. So in the, especially if you're doing the ancestral work, there are some things that are happening that um they just don't like it. You know, the ancestral realm is coming through, the ancestors are coming through, and a lot of us who are doing the ancestral work are portals as well. So speaking of 2525 portal, it's more potent on this day that it is 2525. So there's something manifesting, and manifestation doesn't always mean beautiful. So the good, the bad, the ugly, something is manifesting, something is coming up. The truth is coming up. And the truth is so much more beautiful, so much more liberating, and really does set you free. So we're seeing the tear down. As we're feeling the snatch, we're seeing the tear down in the midst of the snatch. And in the tearing down, the desperate energies are just really grasping. And I literally watched it leap from one person to another. And I'm watching other souls dance around each other. Um, this has been a journey, to say nonetheless. I've been speaking to you all about preparing for the retreat later on this year for the ancestral passage, and it is definitely going to be, um, I want to say, something that we could expand from and really explore, implode to explode, go within to burst outside. It's really going to take us in this ancestral path. And what other way than for me to go through it? And others like me, there are a few of us that I can feel this is one of the waves that are coming. Um, so the 2525 portal may have also manifested some weird, some ugly, some woohoo, whatever may jump out. And especially if you're doing the ancestral work, today was a crossing day somehow. Um, so I share this to say that, ooh, we got to really climb. We got to really climb our escalate, climb the chart. And it's elevating. The accountability helps you elevate. So I want to say stick to the accountability. And it's helping us to, it's like the gate pass, like I said, to get us into transcendence, leaping to the next level. So it's an exciting time, but it don't feel so exciting when you're going through it, because the attack is on. I'm getting the spiritual warfare. Um, Literally physically, from getting stung by a wasp behind my head, and It's it's a cycle that we are finding ourselves looping out of. There you go. I'm seeing this wheel like we're looping. So whatever is happening, we're looping out. We're looping out and unlocking. For those of us who are doing the work, for some people, they're just looping in the infinite loop. So the stars as they align, get to know your chart, get to know your calendar, start to learn to get off the timeline. For those of us who are on the 5D calendar and timeline, get to transition off, because this is another wave of what is to come. The first wave is first responders. I don't know what it is, but there's something about this day, this portal, and it's coming back off of the 222 portal. So there's this powerful energy, and we're also amping up to the new moon. So there's just this energy wave. Like it's a wave that we're feeling. So the ancestral work is revealing and healing. So it's the passage is coming through, and I want to ask those of us to really go within, that's going through it, and you know who you are, to take deep breaths and have the outer body experience. Like, you really have to be talking to yourself. It takes a self discipline, humbleness, humility, loving humility with yourself. And I'm just giving us words out there to transcend it, to get through it, because it's easier said than done. But to actually be going through it is a whole nother thing. And I'm just sharing that with you. I don't know who this may be for, but if you feel the tear, and as it happens, and let's say you get the attack, like I got the physical attack, you step out. And it's hard when someone steps to you to just stay in that mode, because initially you want to, automatic reflection, you want to clap back. And they want to draw you out. This is what I want to say. This is how the attack is real. They want to draw us out. They want to pull on us. The desperate energies, they don't like how we are lighting up today. Thank you, spirits, bringing it back to focus. They're calling us to pay attention, because the energies just want to draw you out. No matter what it is, don't let them pull you into that perspective. It's literally like looking at I don't know if it's like a dog chasing its tail, or it's have an out of body experience with yourself and just look and say, wow, look at, that's not me. I don't do that. It's liberating to be in that timeline. This is how you know you're in a different timeline. You're in the fifth dimension. You're in a true timeline where it's just, I will not do this. I don't know how many of you are feeling that, but we're reaching these points where we're saying, I I just will not do this. I'm not going to be a part of that. And this is the stance that they too don't like. And they don't like the truth. So we have to stand firm, because this is the time of the light warriors. This is the time of those who are the lead, the cardinals and things like that, to take the lead. That's the wave, that's the first responders. But don't think you're not going to get hit. We're getting hit so we know how to have the first response for when it hit the masses. So the next level is, as you're in 5D true timeline, is to sit back and just look at yourself rather than have the reaction. Just sit back and stand firm to truth principles. The truth is, this is not where I'm at. So let me go over here. And it just moves everything away. Everything doesn't disappear like magic, but you move you out of the equation. And we're on a different timeline. This is what some of us are experiencing. We're on a different timeline. You even experiencing it differently. That feels weird, because you're going through it in your flesh, but it's like you're out of it and saying, this is, I'm not here. This is very animal like. So the attack is on, and the attack is real. And I'm saying this just to show you, I watched it bounce from a couple of people. that wanted to come. And I know that they wanted to stop whatever it is I was to say, because right when I was going to come and do the video, here they come right away. All of a sudden, they want to have a conversation. And that whole thing was a delay. And that was the final straw. I had already been feeling it. And as I said, the 25th, they chose to have a family function. I'm just giving an example of what has been happening. And it was to bring together the ancestral realm. I mean, they're always there. Their imprint is there, however you want to look at it, but to bring the memory together, to remember them and bring that memorizing, which is to reconnect to the energies. It's all frequency, it's energies. It's plugging in spiritually. So we're bridging that gap, those of us who are doing this work, and it's like firing off the I want to say like neurons, or the on the light grid. It's like we firing off stuff on the light grid. This is kind of like some type of light grid work. So this is a different gridding that is being interwoven um, into. I need some water. This is a gridding that's being done as we do our work and do our part. Right? It's not to change the collective, but it is the collective will be effective when you do what you're doing with you. So the passage you're going through, stick through it, go through the course. It may be some crazy things that are happening. Allow it to happen. Allow it to happen. Have an outside experience with yourself. Go into your higher self and just look at it, and go into your solar plexus. Pull out that humor, the I am that knows that I am. So I don't do the things of the lamb or the land. This is what they do at their level. You are no longer on a 3D level, so we can't react on a 3D level. Everything has to be response. And I must say, even if it gets physical, yes, you do not have to have a physical altercation. Like this may be a different, deeper topic, but you have to be at that point where you're not afraid of transition like that. You understand it as transition, but you realize you just have to live for the truth. And when you're in the truth, truth is the truth, and it needs no proof. So I'm not afraid to stand in that truth. And this is what we are, bringing into this next level of 5D, being patient with ourselves, knowing the truth, no matter what, having the self-discipline to stick to it. So we don't have to, like they say, wrestle with flesh and blood. It's all in the energies, it's all in the principalities. Everything we do is in our intentions that are oh so true. So taking that light, you're completely out of that barrier. So anything that they throw at you, you're up here, it's not even hitting you. So we just have to take that stance to walk away. I'm doing this because I have to Mr. Miyagi, for those of you who know. We don't have to throw a blow. We don't have to Mike Tyson. You just Mr. Miyagi, whoop, and step aside and walk away. You have a force field around you that when you really say no and you mean it in your heart, it shall be so. And it will be a no. And they must flee and go because it is so. Ashe. So this expansion that is happening is when you feel it. Those who feel it know it. When you feel this type of expansion, you know you and you know your power. So you don't have to do what they do. What you say it to be in your heart, it is so. And I say no. So I know that my no was in my vibration. So even as an attack comes, wax on, dip, you may get they always gonna grab your hair. Yes, they did attack celestial earth. I said it would get physical. But wax on and step aside. I will not. So I say that to show us that we have that choice, even if it gets, and I know it's not easy, but even if it gets there, yes. And when you're above it, you see it for what it is. you know where to place things, and then you just keep doing what you're being guided to do. This is the ancestral work, and it is every bit of a spiritual fight and a spiritual warfare, which is what I want us to understand. It is definitely a warfare. Me getting stung, that's not a coinky dink. There's no such thing as a coincidence or an accident. That wasp was there this whole time that I've been there. And today, the day when they decide to do this, when I saw that it was going wrong a day before, and we did it, and then here comes the little desperate energies. It's like they send in their minions and they jump through people. It could be anybody. So I say that so that we still stay in 5D. Take a deep breath, look around, and no, we don't do this. You have to look at it like you're looking at, I don't know, pigs crawling in the mud, or, things that animals do. This is how I find the humor. Oh, look at the animals in the zoo. This is what they do. It's a showcase. And it's not to tear them down, but they tore their self down with whatever they choose to do. So we have to really hold our grounds and stand, high, step to the side, and you will see what is really happening right before your very eyes. So I say this because this portal was really, I mean, when as after everything, I was like, oh, it's no, before that, I knew it was a 2525, but it just all clicked again, even more after the attack. The attackers are really, they're out there, they're pouncing, they're itching, they're looking for a reason, and if we lower our vibration, they win. So this is why I'm saying it with certainty, with surety. Do not let them lower your vibration. Stay on high and pull back your energy. Because that's what made them upset. It's like they can feel that you pull, you just some of us got to learn how to do that. And you could do that without doing like this. You just have to turn things off in true thought and have a thought feeling coherency. Feel it in your heart. I say it is, and it is so. I say it is, and it is so. And once it is so. That's your true heart vibration. So when we're doing that, we're making the connection. It's these are things that we have to, like, my starseed connection. These are things that I feel we're definitely having oh, that reminds me. See, I'm so in this, I am not remembering to speak on the detox to detach. So for those who have sent an email, it is coming up. I'm going to send that out. Sometime this week. We had to get through this. I don't like to cross spiritual work, one spiritual job at a time. And this ancestral work, inner workshop here was one whole week, 9 days, as I was being guided by the ancestors to do a traditional 9 days of, what do they call it? Not 9 days, 9 nights for those in the Caribbean culture. 9 nights, all the way up until the ninth night. It's not just something done at the end on the ninth night. So I actually followed the process for 9 nights. And so yesterday was the ninth night. Today was a celebration that followed right behind it. And of course, it went, phew. You think them energies don't like when they come in this yard that I have prepared for 9 nights with no one here, and then a bunch of these energies come in here and feel all this light pouring in? This is what it's like when you do this work. You gotta learn. This is why I said learn to pull it in, because we might offend them. We not might, we do offend them. And you don't want to blast them with too much light. So Take it in, pull back. Do not give in to reaction. This is not the time for that. This is a time for really pulling in, paying attention to the stars as they align up in Pisces. There's a stellium going on in Pisces. This is the spiritual house. Our north node is there. There's a lot that we are opening up to spiritually, and we're spiritually claiming who we are just by doing what we do, right? So me living in, I'm at risk of being called with what they call a obia woman because I'm being and doing what I do. So in the island or in Jamaica particularly, they call it that the witch woman or the voodoo queen or that type of thing. That's what I am. Get this. In the part of the island that has the most of the voodoo or obia people, Saint Mary. Just to let you know. So when we get into our spirituality, and specifically the ancestral, it is something that is not out widely commonly used, in certain areas, especially particularly here. So this is a time, what I'm saying is that even through this portal, it's time for us to come out. Like we're all going to be expressing it, especially within these next 18 months. We're coming up to the next eclipse. Like there's so many energies building up with this stellium. So there's lots more to come in the Pisces, or Newt. If you're looking at your 5D calendar, it's the month of Newt. It is the last month on the calendar. So um, we will be getting the next one. We're getting prepared for the next one. So I'm excited for that, for those of you who are looking for that, and excited for the 5D calendar workshop as soon as I get through this ancestral workshop. Don't worry, I'm going to have it all laid out. There's so many lessons that it's like a course now that it can be laid out. So we're going to have this interwoven in our retreat, and you're going to have some answers because there are some answers. There's some processes. There's some ways that we have to know how to tune in, to tune up and listen to the insiders, the ancestors on the inside, the wisdom in the wind, all of that, that they that don't understand cannot go within. So, and I feel that I'm getting parched, so I'm going to close out with sending you all love, thanking you for those of you who came in. I know it's late, but I really wanted to say happy 2525 portal and to look into what this portal energy is doing for you. Those of you that are on the ancestral work, know that you're on the right path, especially if you're getting a fight, you're doing something right. If everything is going wrong and you feeling all the attack, it's because hello, it's an attack. We're on the battlefield. So stay steadfast. Speaking of that, fast. What you can be doing to withstand the turbulence of these energies is fast. You may have already been feeling that. If you have, follow it. Fast from any foods, any behaviors, anything that you feel that you've been inundated in. It's something that you just need to take away from. Social media, you need a break from. Um, Gossiping, just think about something that you really need to get out of your system that poses as a resistance to truth in your light. So, which is resistance in your wire. So, find out what that is, extract it. So, let me go back to the three things: fast in any way possible. The second thing is to remove yourself from any low vibrational things. And the third thing is to raise your vibration to the highest degree, whatever that is for you. Doing crystals, exercising, going for a drive, going for a swim, anything that raises your neurons, your neurotransmitters, that gets everything going, the endorphins. Um, do that because it helps raise your vibration, especially while you're eliminating fasting and removing yourself from certain areas. So practice that and drink a lot of water and meditate. Doing that is going to help you get through the turbulence of these energies. It's not too bad, but I know some of us are feeling a little, it's like, ooh, they tested my earthly patience, right? So we just have to take that deep breath. And as you breathe, know that the breath is the bridge of life. So you're crossing from the physical into the spiritual. So you just, and then cross that bridge into the spiritual. Um, this light is directly in my eye, but it's the little light I could get in my little car office. But with all that said, that is the reminder. Those three things will get you through these turbulent energies. Look out for the next calendars coming up and the next workshop after this ancestral work coming to a theater near you. Thank you. Thank you. Peace to all of you. Loving light. Be the love that lights the truth and know that the truth needs no defending. We just have to be in it. Ashe. Each one, reach one, teach one. If you don't know where to start, start in your big, beautiful heart. Shine your light from the inside out and be the candle that lights the next one and the next one and the next one. Peace, love, and light.